Okay, what's up, guys? Just before I start this video, I would like to wish is it kind of late or bit happy belated Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year to those who are actually celebrating Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year around the world. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, in today's video, I will be analyzing about a broken character, or what you all would like to say the meta character in this game, which is Bennett. So despite being one of the most chosen character in Abyss, or whether in Abyss or open world, he is just too good for any single occasion, like every single occasion, since he can do give like a lot of utility and something unexpected. So I will analyze this character as much as I can. So if I miss anything that I didn't say, make sure to remind me in the comment section. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I would like to start off with his stats, like what he actually ascend with. So as you can see, he ascends with energy recharge, and yeah, he can actually ascend with energy recharge to get more, like to make his stats more flexible. So for weapons, I would just say his roles first instead of going to weapons. So what his role is in a team is actually a support or a sub DPS for some people with different builds. But for me, it's a support due to his elemental burst, which is the ulti. It has a relatively kind of high scaling for some of the players. But for me, what I see more value from the elemental burst is the regeneration he give is just way beyond. Like it's just too much compared to other characters. Like even though you say other characters like Jean or Barbara, like they can heal a lot. Yeah, but it's just an instant heal. Like Bennett won't give instant heal, but he gives like continuous healing throughout the whole 12-second duration, and it heals like probably per second or per 1.5 second, which is actually a lot. And most importantly, it gives attack bonus ratio. Like I mean attack bonus, not attack bonus ratio. Like based on his own ratio. Please be reminded that the attack bonus ratio is scaled on his base attack. Okay, it's based on his base attack. I think you can read it somewhere here. Uh, Yeah, if the field of the character within the AoE is higher than 70%, they gain an attack bonus that is based on Bennett's base attack. So, in order how to find the base attack, is actually this white color digit. This is the base stats of every single character. Excluding the green stat, this is the base stat. So, 90% of 570 for your level 8 talent. Yeah, it's not 1136, but the 570, 90% of the 570. So the energy cost for his burst is actually just 60, which is kind of less for a skill that is like you can heal and you can buff your characters, which is kind of insane because it's just kind of less for such a broken burst, and it only has 3 second downtime, which makes it like very very fast to get, like recharge his ulti and just keep using it non-stop if you have the correct rotation, of course, and team formation. So for weapons, there's actually a lot of weapons. Like for me personally, I will give energy recharge weapons like Favonius sword or sacrificial sword. But since my Singchu is using sacrificial, I will just give him Favonius. But for some of the, like my friends or other players, like they want to have more damage buff from Bennett's burst. So they'll give higher base attack weapons like the Black Cliff Longsword, which has a 565 base attack, or the Prototype Rancor, which also has a very high base attack scaling. And base attack can only be affected throughout two or base stats, not just base attack. Base stats can be affected only through two ways. One is either ascension, or the other one is by weapons. Okay, base attack only affects by weapons, and other base stats just ascension. Yeah. So if you want more like damage boost from your Bennett's burst, you can give him a higher base attack weapon, or if you don't think you have enough energy recharge to get his ulti, you can give him an energy recharge sword. There's also a really good energy recharge 5-star sword, which is the Skyward Blade, if I'm not wrong. Too bad I don't have it. It also has a really high base attack scaling, while it also have energy recharge of 55.1, I think. Yeah. So that sword is actually kind of perfect for Bennett in some occasions, but for not uh kind of free to play, I guess. For kind of free to play options, you may give weapons that are actually obtainable in an F2P way. Like Favonius, Sacrificial, Blackcliff, you can get this from the shop if you have if you save out some Star Glitter, or you can just gain Prototype Rancor. And when it comes to artifacts, okay, there are actually um so far that seems to be like you have a lot of options on artifacts, but for me personally, I would recommend the four-piece Nobly Supply. So what is so good about this artifact is four-piece, two-piece is mainly like increase your burst damage, but once it comes to four-piece, this whole thing completely changes the whole RT set into a support RT set. Like you can see here, using an elemental burst increases all party members' attack by 20% for 12 seconds. And what this means is, as you can see, 12 seconds. This works perfectly with Bennett's burst, as the burst is also 12 seconds. So this can also be a reminder, like if you use Bennett's ulti by theory, there is supposed like when you use it, you will actually see a really small like buff symbol here when you use Bennett's ulti because of this nobody supply. Okay, so when you see this thing disappears, by the time you know that Bennett's ulti buff duration is actually over. So it's also a reminder because sometimes the burst animation will just takes time to disappear, like it won't vanish instantly. So it can also be a good reminder to remind you that the burst is over and you need to swap him out to do the burst again and get this piece bonus. Okay, so as normal, the flower and the plume is always flat HP and flat attack. And for healer Bennett, who like to opt more on healing, you can get HP percent for substats and some energy recharge and crit rate crit damage, of course. No one would hate crit rate crit damage, right? Unless you're Kokomi main, you are like crit damage is totally useless. Yeah, that's sad. Okay, flat attack. You may like to have HP percent, HP, energy recharge, and crit rate or crit damage depends on yourself. That's for total healing bandit. And for sense, there are some conflicts, not conflicts, like arguments here. Some will give energy recharge, while some will just give HP percent. So energy recharge, when you have energy recharge here, you can either give him like a higher base attack weapon since you can fix your energy recharge on your artifacts, or if you have like total healing Bennett, like you don't care about the damage boost or anything, just build him as a healer, you can consider giving him a HP percent sense for even more healing since the healing skills on his max HP. And then for Goblet, if you are bidding sub DPS, some will or burst DPS, some will just put pyro damage bonus here. But for me, I'm building healer, so I'll put the HP percent here. So the substat I'll put HP elemental mastery at a percent and crit damage. Yeah, and for circlet there is HP percent and healing bonus. Sub DPS will put either crit rate or crit damage. So something about HP percent and healing bonus. HP percent heals less than healing bonus, but it gives Bennett more HP to like take more damage on field. Like some Bennett will just go on field and accidentally just die because they don't have enough HP. So HP can help him like survive longer, like more surviving capabilities. While healing bonus is just even more healing. Yeah. And for substats, you may want to find if for healing bonus circlet as main stat, you may like to have HP percent, make perhaps a crit damage and some flat HP. Yeah, try to get as much HP as possible if you want to build a healer. So for HP percent main stat, you may like to have double crit rate, maybe a flat HP and attack percent. Yeah. Okay, when it comes to his constellation, every like his low constellation like is kind of broken already. But when he reaches C6, it's not really good. Like you know the memes, like everyone say don't C6 your Bennett. It's just really bad. You can just ruin your whole account. So I would like to explain one by one here. So his C1 says the elemental burst attack increase no longer has a HP restriction and gives an additional 30% of Bennett's base attack. So this thing actually I didn't mention just now, it's actually like when you put a burst, if you don't have a C1, it will heal you first to 70% of your HP or above 70 or like overheal a bit, and when the healing hits 70%, only they will start giving you the attack bonus. But what is so good about C1 is they ignore the HP restriction and also gives you another 20% of Bennett's base attack. So this thing is actually no longer 90% when you have a C1. So it basically is like 90% plus another 20% of the base attack, which is actually a huge buff. And it also removes the HP restriction, means that as long as the moment you use his burst on the field, everyone instantly gains the healing and the attack boost at the same time. This is what makes C1 so freaking broken. And his C2 is also a kind of quality of life changes, but even better. So it says when Bennett's HP falls below 70%, his energy recharge is increased by 70%. Means that at low HP he can get more ER and he can get his ulti even faster. So C3 doesn't make much of a difference unless you are building a DPS Bennett, like Pyro DPS Bennett. So it just increased the skill level by 3. And Constellation 4 is also more to like a DPS Bennett or sub DPS. Like the skill at there's like two charges of the skill. Like normally at charge level 2, it will just auto release. But with C4 at charge level 1, um after the sequence you can just add a left click or just an attack button and you will just do the charge level 2's animation and some extra damage. Okay, so C5 is the real good constellation for him. As you see, increase the level of Fantastic Voyage by 3, max level upgrade is 15. So that means that this gets 3 levels of upgrade, which makes him extremely good. Like like it just buffs even more compared to non C5 Bennett. But C6, however, some people it will be game ruining, and for some people they may just be happy if their banner is fixed to certain specific teams. So his C6 is Sword Claymore or pole arm wielding characters inside the elemental burst radius gain a 15% pyro damage bonus, and their weapons are infused with pyro. And most of the infusion with this pyro can't be replaced by other elements except for some specific characters mentioned like Xiao during the burst form or Kaching maybe when she uses her skill. But let me check out real quick. Yeah, I don't think Kaching's electro infusion can replace this. So this is actually a very somehow a very argumentative constellation, since it can be game ruining, either very game ruining or either really good. If you fix it to some specific pyro teams, like a Diluc team where he relies on pyro damage a lot, Hu Tao is not really recommended, but you can put it in, since Hu Tao infused with pyro, but it scales on her own HP to like get the damage boost. So maybe a pyro damage boost may not help too much. Plus Bennett heals her, so it may just ruin her damage, HP cap and everything. So I think that's all for my opinions of Bennett. Like he's really good at everything, but he's not like really good in some specific fields. Like as I said, he can either be a support or a sub DPS. He can't be an on-field DPS. So for those who are building Bennett, my advice is fix a clear path of what kind of Bennett would you like to build, like a damage boost giving Bennett, or would you like to build healing Bennett? And do you sure you have enough HP to like let Bennett get his burst before he like actually like dies by accident? So if you think your Bennett like can't take all the damage, you just put a HP percent circlet, which actually gives a lot of HP also. Or you can just give a healing bonus circlet, which heals even more lah. Like you depends on your own situation. Okay, so that's all my simple analysis. I don't want to go too far as I'm still quite like not very clear about some of the characters here. So anything if I miss, please remind me in the comment section below. And thank you very much for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. And any characters you like me to do some slight analysis, yeah, please make sure to leave your comments in the comment section. And yeah, that's all. Thank you guys.